What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another live episode of Lamplight City. Well, yeah, you're kind of right. There are so many different routes to take. There's not really one right way, but who knows what the outcome would have been? Because even in the book, when we had our case thing, it actually said go accuse Martin. So it was like we were going to come to that conclusion anyways. Okay, so we were trying to figure out what it is my friend Bill, the dead guy that I hear, is going to talk to me about me.
You want to talk about me? What about me?
Yeah.
You can play dumb and deflect all you like with everyone else around you, but it won't work with me. I know exactly what you're thinking, and you know exactly what I'm going to say.
I don't want to talk about this case, how this case went. I honestly don't know. I'm sick of playing.
You want to talk about how we did on this case?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Have you already forgotten the old days, Miles?
No.
Before I died, we were solving cases like nobody's business. You were one of the best detectives on the force. But ever since you started taking that soporific, your mind hasn't been as sharp as before.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
you're serious about taking on more complex cases, you need to listen to Adelaide and stop taking it. It's already had a negative effect on your performance.
Hey, shut up.
What are
How do you know what
talking
I'm doing
about?
in the bedroom,
You were able
dummy?
to confirm it was Albert Martin.
And if you seriously believe it was him, then you've just proven my point.
If I stop taking it, you won't let me sleep through the night. Nothing will change.
Well, things would change if you found you-know-who.
I thought you said we weren't going to talk about that right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I say a lot of things.
Yeah,
An
no kidding.
understatement if ever there was one. Can't you just keep quiet without me having to take something?
Afraid not, old friend. That's just not who I am or how this works.
If you keep me up all night, I'll go crazy. Things have been hard enough as it is. And if, God forbid, Adelaide were ever to find out about...
Hello, Miles. Is there someone else here? I thought I heard you talking just now.
Nope, just talking to myself.
Fantastic. The jig is up. And here I thought we were doing so well, too.
Maybe we should be honest with her. Nah, there's no one here. I was just talking to myself. I'm just going over the case. I was calling to see if you were home. I'm going over the case thinking about
No, I was just going over the case. Thinking aloud, you see.
Ah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
How was your appointment?
Mrs. Lefebvre was her usual bossy and overly picky self, but she gave me a very generous tip.
Nice.
That's good.
So I stopped by the shop on the way home and bought a new deck of cards.
Excellent.
Why are you wasting
So we
all
have a
that
few
money?
rounds of écarté? I believe you demanded a rematch last time we played.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yay.
Well, you certainly managed to dodge that bullet. I only wish I could say the same.
It's because she was in the background standing above. It's 2D, Joe. Depth perception can only be portrayed so many ways. I guess that other dude's hung by now because he was hanging the next morning, so...
And it says here they still don't know what caused that explosion.
I guarantee you it was sabotage. Those Redites have been causing a lot of trouble lately.
Yeah.
Is that the group of anti-steam tech radicals?
The very same.
Why Redites, though?
They're named after some fellow named Jonathan Red. Apparently the one who began the whole anti-steam movement. It's really a rather stupid name, if you ask me. And uncreative, to boot.
Well, what would you call them then?
Rhetorics. The Anti-Steam Society. The League for the Preservation of Blowing Things Up. The Boom Boom Boys. I like
Something
that.
simple, like the Anti-Steam Society.
That almost makes him sound classy. Perhaps you'd best stick with the detecting, dearest. Your nomenclature needs a bit of work.
You shush, lady.
Well, I think it's about time I get ready for bed.
All right, Miles, if you must.
I need my drugs. Give me my drugs. Love you, babe.
Let her be for now. You've got your own things to take care of.
Hey, shut up, Bill. I'm trying to sleep.
Building those model ships was a good way to pass the time between cases. Hopefully it'll be a while before you get enough time to build another one.
Agreed.
If there isn't a pair of scissors or a hairbrush in Adelaide's hands, you can bet there'll be a book.
You hitting on my life?
Didn't I give you that clock as a wedding present? Too bad it stopped working.
It's a piece of crap. That's what you get for buying stuff at Walmart. Yeah, let's go take our drugs.
Who could that be at this time of night?
Good question. But Adelaide can handle it for now. I need to take my medicine.
You certainly have your priorities in order. Go on then. Get that bottle of rat piss out of your nightstand and let's get this over with.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
Ugh, tastes like the devil's sweat.
You know what
You
that tastes like?
could just stop taking it, you know.
Bill, now is not the time to...
Miles, could you come back out here, please?
Damn.
Right there, dearest. Who was that at the door?
A late night courier. You've got a message from Upton.
Ooh, a new case. Yes, he just said rat piss. Fordham, this case makes the last one look simple. Meet me at the Roven, whatever. I can't remember what that was. Ruin, I think. ASAP. It's urgent. All right.
Seems this case is rather urgent. She wants me to meet her as soon as possible.
Damn it, I just took my
Didn't
medication.
you just take your soporific? Are you going to be all right to go?
I'm gonna
It
have
won't
to be.
kick in for another hour or so. Should be plenty of time.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm going to bed then. Good luck, dear.
Thank you.
Good night, Addie.
Mwah. Okay. Off I go. Okay, let me get a coffee.
She's running back and forth at lightning speed. Clearly, she dips into the coffee supply.
Yeah.
All that. Give me an old-fashioned.
Hey, let's go talk to her. Figure out what the hell's going on.
Hello, Upton.
Hi.
I'm glad you came, Fordham.
Me too.
Sorry for disturbing you this late.
It's okay. Why the hell didn't you just walk over to my house? It wasn't that far. That's so urgent.
I'm curious to know what's so important that it couldn't wait until morning.
An infant kidnapping in Lyon.
What?
The report came in tonight just before my shift ended.
Damn.
The family wants to keep the investigation very low-key. They're afraid if word gets out, they'll have all sorts of ne'er-do-wells making false ransom claims. That's why I suggested they let you investigate first. Head over to 45 Belcourt Street.
Ooh.
That's the home of Malcolm and Miriam Harris, the parents of the kidnapped boy.
Oh boy, I get to talk to rich people.
Harris? As in Harris Construction Company?
The very same, owned by Malcolm's father, no less. Now you see why they wanted to keep this out of the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
If they manage to get a new transatlantic airship off the ground, it'll be an aura mine. I can see why they'd make an easy target.
Don't worry, Upton. I'll get the kid back before you can say hot toddy. Okay, I'm on it, and I'll try to find him as soon as I possibly can.
Don't worry, Upton. I'll get the kid back before you can say hot toddy.
Hot toddy.
Damn you.
I think you're losing your touch, Fordham.
I think you've lost your joke book. Try some new material for a change, would you?
Right. Good luck on your investigation. Come
Thanks.
see me again once you figured things out. Or
Okay.
if you just need to talk. I'll
Right.
be here all day tomorrow as well. So feel free to stop by.
Wow. Excuse me. I just sneezed. Okay, let's go. We're going over to 56 Belcourt Harris residence. Hey, there he is. Found him.
Mr. Miles Fordham is here to see you, sir.
Very good, Mr. Havelock. Send him up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Joe. Blee you too.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Fordham. I'm Malcolm Harris.
No
I'm
kid.
terribly sorry to hear about what's happened, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. You were very highly recommended by Miss Upton. She said you'd be able to solve this faster and more discreetly than the police.
Mm-hmm.
I admit it's a rather unorthodox approach, but we're desperate.
I understand. I'll do all I can to find the kidnapper and bring your son back unharmed.
If you'd like to examine the nursery, it's just through that door to the left. I'll ask you to please try and keep quiet as I just sent my wife to bed.
Oh.
Her nerves are rather shot, you see.
Yes, of course.
Can I spy on her?
It's nice to see that tea is still served here, even in times of tragedy.
Yeah, quite nice.
I wouldn't get too close, Miles. That vase is probably worth more than your entire building. She looks like she's
Your
up
lake
to
of
something.
letters? You have a whole lake of letters, Joe? Is that sort of like alphabet soup or Cheerios?
I know the hand and waistcoat pose is supposed to look stately, but to me it always looks like the person is scratching themselves.
That's so true. I think he's got a bit of an itch. Joe's gonna suffer for that one. Yeah, poor Joe. She's got a whole lake of letters and she doesn't know what to do with them, where to put them in sentences or anything. Hey, we have a broken window.
Interesting. This fabric looks as though it came from a garment of some kind.
Yeah, like Sherlock Holmes' jacket.
Huh. There's a small emblem sewn onto the side of this piece of fabric. It just says SS.
Like minnow.
Somebody's initials, maybe?
Oh. What does that spell? Maybe
Probably
that's
won't
their
be another
name.
year or so before the child gets any practical use out of those blocks beyond putting them in his mouth. Be careful not to cut yourself, Miles. I don't think the Harris family has ever seen blood that isn't blue. Look, you can see the balcony extends all the way around the side of the manor.
Oh.
That would make it rather easy for someone to access this window from the outside.
No evidence of what was used to smash the glass, though.
Oh, Joe, that's hilarious. Like 2 missing letters from Noblesse. Joe went to say bless you, just so there's context behind us. Joe went to say bless you in chat, and she put blee you. And yeah, and the 2 S's that came up in the game are the S's to finish off the bless. Just so you understand what the hell's going on.
It looks rather flimsy. Let's not try sitting on it.
So they couldn't have been heavy. They were very tiny because the opening is really small, and they tore their jacket. It was an Oompa Loompa.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
How wonderful. The soporific has started working. Well
Nice.
done, Fordham. Now how are you supposed to... What's the word I'm looking for?
Function?
Instigate, interrogate? I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
Investigate.
Perhaps it's time to call it a night.
I am fading. Shh, it's time to sleep.
Can I go somewhere?
Shh.
I'm gonna fall over.
I am fading. I don't...
I'll talk to him.
talking now. He'll know it's all wrong.
Uh-oh. Okay, is there something else? Can we lay in the crib or do something?
Quiet
Uh-oh.
to sleep. Quiet.
Uh-oh. I think I better go home.
Well, Mr. Harris, I believe I've done all I can for right now.
Did you find anything?
Yes, I believe I have some leads I can pursue. But the most important thing to do in cases like this is wait to hear from the kidnappers. I'll be back tomorrow morning to continue my investigation and ask you and your wife some questions once you've had time to calm down a bit.
Oh, damn.
In the meantime, I suggest you stay here and get some sleep. We'll all need it.
Doop, 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 doop. Falls down the stairs. Damn it! I'm okay. I'm okay.
Miles, wake up. It's nearly noon.
Holy hell.
Ah, so it is.
At least I'm not talking funny anymore.
Why didn't you come to bed when you got home last night?
It was late. I didn't want to disturb you.
So what was so urgent about the case Upton sent you?
Can't really
Trying
tell
to
you.
track a kidnapped child.
Oh my goodness. That's awful.
Yes, the pressure's on. But I think I should be able to crack it.
Assuming you actually managed to get anything done at the Harris Manor today.
Shut
Well,
up.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Also, we've got company. Mrs. Delacroix is having her hair done here today, so please make yourself presentable.
You mean I'm not already?
At least do something about your hair. I do have a reputation to maintain after all.
Ah, damn. Okay, better go over here to the
What's
vanity.
wrong with my hair?
Do you really want me to answer that? We'll be here all day. It's admirable just how organized Adelaide is.
How do I fix my freaking hair? Doot, 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 doot. Nope. Alright, my wife's gonna yell at me now.
And then he said, "Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met."
Mrs. Delacroix, this is my husband, Miles. Miles, this is Mrs. Delacroix.
Pleasure to meet you, madam.
Likewise, young man. Pleasure.
You're white.
Is everything all right, Mrs. Delacroix?
Oh, yes, everything's fine. It's just that... Well, you weren't what I was expecting.
Ah, I knew it.
Keep your head, Miles. She may be a close-minded idiot, but she's just an old lady.
You mean the portrait over the fireplace? I'm gonna
What
do
were you expecting exactly?
Well...
a black man.
Now then, Mrs. Delacroix, what was it that you were telling me about Mr. Delacroix and his dogs?
Oh, yes. So, Harold came in and said...
Impressive. She got off pretty easy. I was expecting a repeat of the Parsons incident. You should give Adelaide a kiss on the way out, though, just to make the old bat feel extra uncomfortable.
That's it. I'm out. Let's. No, I was gonna kiss her, but let's just say goodbye.
Bye, Addie. I'll be back later.
Goodbye, Miles. Be careful out there.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it would have been rude for me to walk up and lay a fat one on her. Let's go over here.
Remind me, Miles, how is finding some rich people's kidnapped baby going to help us track down the flower shop burglar?
This isn't about the burglar, it's about helping people. We might find a lead to him during this investigation.
It's possible we might find a lead to the burglar during the course of this investigation.
Really, Miles? Do you really believe that?
Anything's possible, Bill. You remember how many times we encountered seemingly trivial matters which turned out to be important later on?
Well, if you plan on solving this case, you'll need your full wits about you.
Yeah, so no...
I do have my full wits about me. I'm perfectly capable of doing this.
Yes, and I'm perfectly capable of being alive. I just choose to be this way because it saves on the laundry expenses. You can't deny it. You need to stop taking the soporific, Miles.
All right.
Adelaide has been trying to get you to stop for months, and Upton already suspects something is amiss. Not to mention your little episode last night. Trust me, no one is going to want to hire the dullard detective.
Whatever. Did you come up with that one all by yourself?
Yeah.
What are you going to do when the cases stop coming in? How long before you get put away in Riverview?
If I do get locked away, it'll be your fault.
Which is exactly why you need to get back to your normal routine so you can find the burglar.
Fine, I'll stop, but you keep me awake if you keep me awake at night, it doesn't mean we'll find the burglar tomorrow, but it only means I'll wake up earlier. Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll stop. But you know that doesn't guarantee we'll find the burglar any sooner.
Yeah, I'm aware, but it increases the odds significantly.
That I agree with, especially after
Well,
last
that's
night's little
settled then.
episode.
I knew you'd see things my way eventually.
Well, yeah.
It's not as though you gave me much of a choice.
In time, you'll thank me. Probably not before the withdrawal hits, though.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make me change my mind on this, Bill.
I'll just do what Bill did and drink. Nice.
Mr. Fordham, you're back. Allow me to introduce my wife, Miriam.
Indeed.
Hello.
A pleasure,
Hi.
Mrs. Harris.
What's up? How you doing?
I wish we could have met under better circumstances.
Me
But
too.
I assure you I'm doing all I can to find your son.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham.
Except for
Mr.
showing
Harris,
up like
has
6
there been
hours
any
late.
communication from the kidnapper?
None at all.
Well, I'll have another look around if you don't mind.
So let's finish where our
Miles, didn't you
trip
notice something a
started.
bit strange about the Harrises?
Quite a few things, actually. What are you referring to?
Their son was just kidnapped, yet they're each on their own side of the sitting room. Not comforting each other, not crying together. Nothing.
They're stuck-up rich people. Not exactly the type to show emotion.
Miles, you know I am the most cynical person there is when it comes to their type. But this isn't normal behavior, even for snobs. This goes deeper than saving face. There's something going on between them. I think you should find out what.
Uh-oh. A button.
That's odd. Why is there a loose button in the crib?
Kick a choke on
I'm
it.
no expert on children, but it seems like it would be dangerous to have around an infant. If only the flower shop burglar was as easy to find as this clue was.
Oh, be quiet.
Nice mobile. Custom made, too. There'll be no mistaking what family this child comes from. Yeah, the kidnapper left the child's blanket behind. There doesn't appear to be any trace of the silver spoon, though.
Okay.
Doesn't look very comfortable. Whoever sits here must end up with a sore backside after a while. Nice view of the garden from up here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. The kid has a toy chest. My sister and I used to have to keep our toys buried in the backyard. Of course, that is because the only toys we had were dead rats.
Oh, poor guy.
My friend Bunny. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want a giant imaginary rabbit for a friend. Bear's picnic. Something about a group of giant human-like bears eating together in the woods is slightly unsettling.
Yeah.
A steam-powered bottle warmer. Certainly beats having to do it in the fireplace. Or in the case of my parents, over a barrel fire. Some sort of fuzzy animal wearing a waistcoat. Charming.
Nice. Okay, we never really, I don't think, examined this properly, but...
Be careful not to cut yourself, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you can...
That would make it rather easy.
No evidence of...
Okay.
Probably won't be another... It looks rather flimsy.
Alright, I think that's it for that. Crib. Oh, takes me back there. I think that's it.
Fancy. Some poor servant's probably gonna get a flogging for leaving it in here, though.
Whoa.
Yeah,
but can't I open it up or look at it or do something to it?
Who in their right mind would need that many drawers? Wardrobes are usually always full of wonderfully dark secrets.
Yes, like the gateway to Narnia. Let's open it and see if it's there.
One thing is for certain. Mr. Harris uses entirely too much starch on his shirts. Mr. Harris's color selection is almost as drab as yours.
Hey.
Let's see if there's anything of interest in any of the pockets.
Yes.
So, Mr. Harris is a fan of the ponies, is he? I'm sure that's not causing him any trouble at all.
Oh, October 8th, 1844.
Yeah, it seems like this is where Mrs. Harris keeps her unmentionables. I like the ones with the frills and the stitched cat.
What?
Paperwork and receipts. Nothing particularly interesting here.
Uh-huh.
More lacy underthings. I wonder which Harris they belong to. An empty suitcase. I suppose Mr. Harris must travel every now and then.
Maybe.
It looks like a pile of women's clothes. Must belong to Mrs. Harris.
There's a handwritten note among the clothes.
Uh-oh. She's having an affair with R. I wonder if that's Andrew. No way. Oh, no.
Oh, another four-poster. The Harris family certainly makes no secret of their wealth.
Nuh-uh.
Painting of the city. Probably the only time the Harris family sees any of the other boroughs.
Let's see what we have here.
Yeah.
A very poorly written letter addressed to Mr. Harris.
I don't suppose it's a letter of admiration.
Uh-oh.
On the contrary, the author seems quite upset.
This is your weekly reminder of how much I hate you. A reminder of how much I hate you. Because of you, my wife is dead. My wife was a wonderful woman, and you have taken her from me. I hope you suffer as much as I have. Arthur Devons. Oh.
Nothing else of note in any of the drawers.
Oh, well, at least we got to play a rousing game of Search the Rich People's Dresser.
I still think that there'd be something in here. Like, why is that in here? Yeah, Arthur Devons. Let's talk to Miriam. We haven't talked to her yet.
I have some questions for you if you're up to answering them, Mrs. Harris.
I'll try my best, Mr. Fordham.
Okay.
Tell me what you know about your son's kidnapping.
Oh, my poor baby.
She's faking
Mrs.
it.
Harris, I know this is difficult, but I need as much information as you can give me so I can bring your son back.
Yes, you're right. I have to stay strong. For Charles. It happened sometime between 6 and 8 last night. I think. Both my husband and I had gone out. Charles was in the care of his nanny, Mrs. Davis. I arrived home first, around 8:30, and that's when I found this scene in the nursery, as it was.
And what was it you found?
Mrs. Davis, unconscious in her chair, the broken window, and Charles missing from his crib. Malcolm arrived home shortly afterwards, around 9, and then immediately sent our butler, Mr. Havelock, to notify the police.
Whoa.
We stayed up waiting for any contact from the kidnappers, but there was nothing.
You said you arrived home first. Where were you last night?
Oh, I was visiting with some of my friends. We gathered at one of their homes for a concert.
Right.
I see. And your husband?
He was at the social club with his friends as well, I believe.
Wait a minute. I know this attitude all too well. This woman is hiding something.
Yep.
Most likely from her husband. I doubt it's voices from beyond the grave. So the question is, what's her secret?
Tell me about your son.
Charles is our only child. He's such a good boy. Never makes a fuss. Always very sweet. Oh, Charles, you must be so frightened out there without your mother.
Yeah, he's hanging out at the bar.
Fordham, you have to bring him home.
He's fine.
I'll do my best. Tell me a bit about yourself, Mrs. Harris.
Yes.
Mr. Fordham, my son has been kidnapped and is out there alone, terrified and confused. What could I possibly tell you that would make any difference to you finding him?
I suppose you're right, Mrs. Harris. My apologies if I upset you.
And he's not alone. He's with his kidnapper, and I'm sure he's taking very good care of him.
I found this button in your son's crib. Does it look familiar at all?
No, I don't recognize it. It looks like it came from some cheap coat. Is that what the ruffian who took my baby was wearing?
No.
That's what I'm trying to determine. I found this bit of torn fabric by the broken window. Do you know anything about it?
No, I've never seen it before. Do you think it was left by the kidnapper?
Perhaps. Did the initials SS mean anything to you?
No, I can't think of anyone or anything I know with those initials.
Really? Well...
What can you tell me about Mrs. Davis?
Well, she's worked for us since Charles was born, a little over 6 months ago.
How did you come to employ her?
Malcolm's mother had a friend whose daughter she used to care for. She came highly recommended. We've never had any problems with her. She's always been a dream.
Where is she now?
In her room, I would guess. With Charles missing, there's little for her to do.
Where might I find her room?
There's a small building just around the back of the manor. Hers is the 4th door from the left.
Oh. Okay.
Can you think of any reason why your son would be a target for kidnapping?
It could be that someone wants our money, or some lunatic who's angry about the new airship. My husband's an investor, and my father-in-law owns the company building it, you see. I just don't know, Mr. Fordham. Frankly, the fact that something like this could even happen is just terrifying.
I agree. Now, well, tell me about that note, you
I
whore.
found this note in your bedroom. What can you tell me about it?
I've never seen that note before in my life.
Bull.
Are you absolutely sure?
Mr. Fordham, you mentioned you valued discretion. I ask you to please exercise some now.
Would it be possible to speak about this in private? In another room, perhaps?
Out of the question, Mr. Fordham. I shall not leave this sitting room in the company of another man if my husband is not present.
Yes, I understand. Let's put the subject on hold for now.
What a life these rich people lead. All the money in the world and they're trapped like rats.
That's all for now, Mrs. Harris.
Thank you.
Very well.
All right, let's talk to Malcolm Harris in the next episode. Thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We're going to come back and we'll talk to Malcolm Harris in the next one. So again, thank you, and I will see you all next time. Take care.